I am Shivaji Bhonsle, the son of Shahaji Raje, the student of my mother Jijabai, the servant of my people, and the warrior who refused to bow before fear. Many know me as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, a king who built a kingdom against powerful empires. But today, I do not stand before you as a king. I stand before you as a man who once felt fear, a man who faced betrayal, a man who had nothing except a burning dream. And if my life teaches you anything, let it teach you this. Greatness is not born in comfort. Greatness is forged in struggle, in courage, and in an unbreakable belief in your purpose. When I was a child, I did not grow up in grand palaces. My childhood was filled with uncertainty. My father was often away in distant lands, and powerful empires ruled the land around us. The mighty Mughal Empire in the north, the powerful Adil Shahi Sultanate in the south. To them, a young boy like me meant nothing. But my mother, Jijabai, she saw something different. Every night, she told me stories. Stories of Rama's courage, stories of Krishna's wisdom, stories of warriors who protected dharma and justice. And with every story, she planted a seed in my heart. A seed that whispered, "Rise, Shivaji, rise for your people." Many people think kings are born with power, but listen carefully. Power does not come from a crown. Power comes from belief. Belief in your mission, belief in your values, belief that you were born to change something in this world. When I was young, I walked through villages destroyed by oppression. I saw farmers suffering, women crying, and people living in fear of powerful rulers. And in that moment, a fire was lit inside me. I made a silent promise. One day, this land will breathe freely again. But dreams alone are not enough. Dreams demand courage, and courage demands action. When I was only 16 years old, many people told me I was foolish. They said, "You are too young, you are too weak, you cannot challenge mighty empires." But remember this truth, the world will always doubt the dreamer, because the dreamer sees possibilities, while the world only sees obstacles. So what did I do? Did I wait for permission? Did I wait for someone powerful to support me? No. I began with nothing, just a handful of loyal companions, and a vision that refused to die. We captured our first fort, Torna Fort, not with a massive army, but with strategy, with courage, and with unity. That day, a young dream took its first breath. Every great journey begins the same way, not with certainty, but with one bold step forward. Remember that. You do not need the entire path to be visible. You only need the courage to take the first step. But success attracts enemies. And as my dream grew, so did the challenges. Powerful generals were sent to crush me. Armies 10 times larger than mine marched toward my land. Many people said, "Shivaji, surrender. You cannot win this battle." But listen carefully. Victory does not belong to the largest army. Victory belongs to the strongest spirit. One of the greatest challenges I faced was Afzal Khan, a giant of a man, a ruthless general, sent to destroy me. His army was massive, his reputation terrifying. Many believed my end had come. But fear is the weapon of the enemy. If you allow fear to control you, you lose before the battle even begins. So I chose courage. I chose strategy. And I chose faith in my mission. When Afzal Khan invited me to meet him, many warned me it was a trap. And they were right. But courage does not mean avoiding danger. Courage means facing danger with wisdom. That day, I walked into the meeting prepared. Prepared not just with weapons, but with clarity in my heart. I knew one truth. I was not fighting for myself. I was fighting for my people. And when your cause is greater than your fear, you become unstoppable. The battle ended, and Afzal Khan fell. But the real victory was not the defeat of an enemy. The real victory was the triumph of belief over fear. As my kingdom grew, new challenges appeared. Powerful rulers tried to capture me. One day, the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb invited me to his court. It was supposed to be a meeting of respect, but instead, it became a prison. I was surrounded, guarded, and treated as a captive. Many believed my story had ended, but remember this lesson from my life. Walls cannot imprison a determined mind. Even in captivity, my mind searched for a way out. Day after day, I studied the guards, the routines, the weaknesses. And then, with patience and courage, I escaped. Hidden in baskets, carried out of the prison that was meant to break me. That escape was not just a clever plan. It was proof of something greater. No prison, no enemy, no obstacle can defeat a person who refuses to surrender. Success is not about never falling. It is about rising every single time you fall. In my life, there were battles I lost, friends I lost, moments of darkness. But every defeat carried a lesson. Every struggle made me stronger. People often ask, what makes a leader great? Is it power? Is it wealth? No. A true leader serves. A true leader protects. A true leader sacrifices his own comfort for the future of his people. When I finally established Hindavi Swarajya, a kingdom built on justice and self-rule, it was not just my victory. It was the victory of farmers, of soldiers, of mothers who prayed for freedom. It was the victory of every person who believed that dignity belongs to all. And one day, I was crowned as Chhatrapati. The crown rested upon my head. But the weight of responsibility rested upon my soul. Because leadership is not glory. Leadership is duty. To protect the weak, to respect women, to treat people of all faiths with fairness, to build a kingdom where justice stands above fear. These were the principles that guided my rule. And these principles are the true strength of any nation. But my message to you today is not about kingdoms. It is about your life. Because every person listening to my voice is fighting their own battles. Some battles are against poverty. Some battles are against doubt. Some battles are against the fear that whispers, "You are not good enough." But listen carefully. History never remembers those who surrendered to fear. History remembers those who rose despite it. Inside you, there is a warrior waiting to awaken. A warrior of courage, of discipline, of purpose. You may not carry a sword, but you carry something far more powerful, your determination. When the world says it is impossible, remember my story. A young boy with a dream, surrounded by mighty empires, and yet that boy built a kingdom. If you want to change your destiny, you must first change your mindset. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for someone else to believe in you. Instead, stand up. Take responsibility for your life and move forward, no matter how small the step. Because the truth is simple. Every empire, every revolution, every legendary story begins with one decision, the decision to rise. And today, I ask you one question. Will you rise? Will you rise above your doubts? Will you rise above your fears? Will you rise above the voices that say you cannot succeed? Because deep within your heart, you already know the answer. You were not born to live a small life. You were not born to follow fear. You were born with the power to create, to build, to inspire. So walk forward with courage. Face your battles with wisdom. Protect what is right, and never forget your purpose. One day, your struggles will become your strength. Your pain will become your story, and your story will inspire generations to come. I was once just a boy with a dream, and today, the world remembers my name. Not because I was born powerful, but because I refused to give up. So when life becomes difficult, remember my words. Rise with courage, fight with honor, lead with integrity, and never allow fear to decide your destiny. Because the world does not need more people who surrender. The world needs warriors of purpose. And perhaps, one day, when history tells the story of this era, it will speak of you, the one who chose courage when surrender was easier. the one who stood tall when the world expected you to fall. Until that day arrives, keep moving forward, keep believing, keep fighting for your dream. Because greatness is waiting for those who refuse to quit. I am Shivaji, a servant of my people, a warrior of freedom, and a reminder to the world that one determined soul can change the course of history. Now, the question is not about my story anymore. The question is about yours. Will you rise, or will you remain where fear has placed you? The choice has always been yours.